Hey, it's time to do another Q&A because it's been a while. I asked you guys to ask me some questions on Twitter. Let's see if there's any spicy ones, or at least questions that I haven't answered in the past. Those are the ones that I really like to answer because, like, yeah, there's a lot of the same ones that I do answer a lot. So, also, by the way, how was your Christmas? Mine was pretty good. I got soap. Yeah, I got some nice soap. Yeah, I'm into that. I got a mug, and I also got a Steam gift card and some Naruto's pajamas. So, oh, and a blanket. I got a nice blanket. Leave a comment. What did you get for Christmas? I want to know. All right, it's time to get to the questions. What keeps you motivated to post content? What do you do when you don't have video ideas? When I don't have video ideas, I literally sometimes will just do anything. Like, I'll be like, all right, let's just play this game. It looks cool. You know, it might not be something that I normally play, but let's play that, you know? I am often, and in fact, a lot of times out of ideas, and I'm just thinking, what should I do? And a lot of times by doing something that I'm not too familiar with or something that I wouldn't normally do, I end up finding something really cool. And it's like usually something you guys are into, and then I can also get into it. And I really like doing those kinds of videos. And yeah, I just like to try new things. Ooh, this is a good one. How do you feel about your progress from DDLC and Yandere Simulator? Feel like I should talk about that a little more. To Andy and Lele and the other new games you played. I think I might understand what you mean by this. Like, throughout my YouTube career, whatever you want to call it, there's been phases where I've spammed a game. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Basically, like, trends and things that I was, like, you know, known for, or a lot of people know me for. And yeah, it pretty much all started with Yandere Simulator, and then DDLC. And again, like, all of these are just trying new things, and that's how they came about, and then people liked them, so I did more of them, and I also started to enjoy them. You know what I mean? So that's, like, always the goal with YouTube. But yeah, to talk about Yandere Simulator, I saw that there were some people that were confused, especially on my last video that I did play of Yandere Simulator. I titled it, "This is my last video." And I also deleted the other video that I made about talking about the Yandere Simulator situation. So I just wanted to kind of like reiterate or explain it again for the people that like are confused about that whole thing, or maybe didn't see my video. So I'm not going to go into detail, and I'll explain why. Something really crazy happened with the developer of Yandere Simulator, and then they post about it on their blog post where they update the game, right? And as a result of that, the main voice actor and pretty much like all the voice actors that I could think of, I don't know about all of them. I don't think everybody quit the game, but like, yeah, when it's like Ayano, the voice actor, Senpai, pretty much everyone was like, I'm out of here. I'm skedaddling out of here. And with all the controversy the Yandere Simulator has gone through, and there has been a lot, to me, personally, this one was totally different from all the last ones. And I thought, personally, had a lot more weight to it. And it was a lot more serious, which led to me making a video saying that I'm going to be quitting Yandere Simulator. But I in that video, I was kind of discussing some things, right, about the situation. But the reason why I don't want to talk about that is because there's some things about that situation that happened. You can go look it up and do your own research. But there's some things about that situation that I'm not 100% sure on. And you know, and when you talk about things, like, I don't want to get things wrong and then like people come after you, right, because maybe I got something wrong that I said. For me, that was the end of the line. I was like, okay, you know, like, yeah, it was just crossing the line, I think, and I just couldn't, you know, feel good about playing the game anymore under those circumstances. You know what I mean? And just kind of, you know, sending any more support that way. Like I said, like there's a lot of things that happened with Yandere Simulator, but I never thought that all of those things were like you could say that there were red flags, sure, and I totally understand that. But I had a lot of people like always tell me, oh, you should stop playing it because of this reason. And I never thought the reasons were that crazy, you know? To me, this was totally different. So yeah, that's why I personally made that decision. And I know a lot of people did as well. And I did have some pushback from some people saying that, like, oh, well, that game was like the reason why your channel ever blew up in the first place. And yeah, that's probably true. And I'm still very thankful for that. And again, like, I did enjoy playing the game, and I didn't stop before because I don't want people telling me what I can and can't play on the channel. You know, like, I feel like I should decide whether or not, you know, I should stop playing something, not rather just people, you know, don't like somebody and they want me to stop playing it. But this time, I've actually made the decision, you know. I was like, nah, we're stopping this now. But with that being said, I still enjoy a lot of the times I had with Yandere Simulator. Like I still, you know, it does suck to, you know, it kind of makes those memories a little weird. Like, but at the same time, I did build a lot of my audience from Yandere Simulator and things like that. And yeah, I mean, how was I supposed to know that was going to happen? So it just sucks. That's all I could really say about it. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that for the people that are just confused without going into specific details, because I don't know what all is true and what all is not true. I feel pretty good about my decision. But yeah, I totally understand. If you guys like enjoyed watching me play it and like you wanted to see me play more, trust me, I wanted to play more too. Yeah, I still could, but I just think the only possible way that would ever happen again, like playing it again, is if maybe it got, you know, if it was took over by somebody else. But yeah, that's that. So hopefully, if you didn't know, now you know. But going back to the question, like my progress, like, I mean, I just like to play things that are interesting. And especially if I see that a lot of people are playing it, I'm thinking like, why are you playing this? Why is this becoming a thing with people? I should play it and I want to see what it's about. It's just really cool to find games, like cool games, indie games especially, like of cool stories, interesting things, you know, like some of them have some crazy stuff in it. Coffin of Andy and Lele. God, I wonder what the freaking third chapter is going to be. Seriously, I just have to know at this point. But yeah, I'm always open to playing games with interesting stories, interesting characters. Like Amori was another game that was like really interesting that I really loved making videos of. And yeah, I want to do that more. I like doing story games, but they just don't always work for the channel. I don't know, there has to be something about it that just gets you guys interested. And yeah, I want to keep finding those games because that's fun. That's fun to play those. Do you only play indie games? I think the only games you played that are double A or triple A. I don't even know what a double A game is, or I don't even know what triple A actually stands for. I just know it's like the big budget games, right? Were Danganronpa and like lesser known anime games. So I think what you're asking is, why don't I play more big title games, I guess? Truthfully, like a lot of them don't do good on my channel. Like I remember I tried to play Mirror's Edge back in the day. That was one of them. And yeah, like just like if I can't go play Call of Duty or something, and you know, people just really aren't interested in seeing those kinds of things. I think the reason why I like and a lot of people like watching YouTubers play indie games is because, well, they can be really outside the box and different and have interesting titles and thumbnails. And to me, yeah, that they're just so much different than like big games, you know. I think another thing too is like AAA games or whatever is like very broad to everybody, and like everyone is making videos about them. So yeah, it's hard to break out into those kinds of games. But like the smaller, like more interesting titles with interesting concepts are different, if that makes any sense. But yeah, like you mentioned Danganronpa. I think I got really lucky with Danganronpa. I really truly I tried to play that game years and years ago, and it didn't do good, and it also got copyright claimed, and it was kind of a nightmare, so I just never continued it. And then for some reason I tried it again and it worked amazing, and like so many people, I don't know why, but it was recommended to so many people. And literally, like after me and some other like YouTubers were playing the game, I started seeing it was really wild because I started seeing merch and like Hot Topic, and it's like, I don't want to say this because it sounds like I have a big head or something like that, but I may have contributed towards making Danganronpa more popular, if that makes any sense. I'm not saying I'm the only one. I know there's been tons of YouTubers that have played it, but it's kind of weird this, like after I started playing it, things like there was like merch and stuff in Hot Topic, which I've never seen it there before. So I just want to say that, you know, I think that there was a rise in popularity all of a sudden, like a spike out of nowhere, when I and other YouTubers started playing Danganronpa. So it was interesting to be part of that. And I had so much fun. Man, I miss those days already. Just seeing who was gonna die next, who was gonna get, you know, like who did it. God, all the memes. I look fondly on my Danganronpa experience. I like this question. What made you like anime? What made me like anime? Man, that like, I think about this a lot actually. Like technically the first anime I ever watched was Dragon Ball Z, but I just thought it was cartoons. I didn't know what anime was. Like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z would come on and I had no idea. Like I just thought Sailor Moon was a girl show. But then like, yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z. But then like later on when I was like a teenager, that's when I ran into Naruto. Like Naruto came out and I thought it was stupid, but then my friend started explaining it to me more, and then I got into it, and the rest was history. Then I started learning about what anime is, and then, you know, so I'd watch things that come on like Bleach and like Soul Eater, Full Metal Alchemist, and, you know, Cowboy Bebop, like all those things. And getting into anime back at like when I was a little, I just have so many fun memories of just like, and being excited just to watch like, oh, what's gonna happen next on, and just like the anime openings. And like, yeah, and it was so crazy too is that like they didn't sell anime merch anywhere. There was like one place I had to go like 30 minutes away into like a different town. At this like abandoned mall, there was this one store that sold anime stuff in it. And it was run by this like sweet old lady. Like I would go in there and like chat with her, but then she would sell like pirated, I'm pretty sure they were totally pirated DVDs. I didn't know that at the time, but I would buy like, yeah, like Fully Cooley. I remember buying that off there. Like, and I have a lot of posters on my wall that I still have from there. But like, yeah, I don't know. Like back in those times when I was first getting an anime, like it was just so cool. And it was so interesting if you could find anime merch. And today it's everywhere. It's literally everywhere. And now anime is so like mainstream. I remember one time me and my friends ditched school to go to the anime shop. And yeah, that was fun. I think what drew me in about anime that was different than like just regular cartoons is the fact that it was like more adult-like, if that makes any sense. Like I would watch Spider-Man and I was interested in stuff like that, but anime was seemed more like there was blood in it. There was like violence. And then like the most important part is that honestly, like watching things like Naruto, like there was a lot of inspiring, like, you know, uplifting messages that made you feel good about it. It's like, you know how they have those like anime workout playlists and stuff like that? Well, yeah. To me, like I thought I liked that stuff, and I was like, oh, there's actually good messages in anime, and it's really cool, and it just got me interested. I don't know, but that sense of wonder that I had when I first got into anime, whether like you call me a weeb or something like that, like to me, that's what makes anime special to me, is having to remember what that felt like that. I don't know. It was just a fun time. That's all I can really say. And it just stuck with me, man. I don't watch as much anime as I used to, but I do read a lot of visual novels now, and I'm into that. So I'm so behind on so many anime though. I really wish I had the time. This is one I get a lot, but I always want to come back to it because it's interesting. I know this is maybe personal. You don't have to answer, but have you ever considered quitting YouTube? Yeah, I would say coming up on 10 years doing YouTube, it's like something that I've thought more and more of. And then we also have, are you going to quit YouTube to make a career in a different online career? So yeah, I'll combine these questions together. So what made me originally get into YouTube is because I hated my jobs that I worked. I really was not happy. And when I learned that YouTube was a thing from PewDiePie back in the end of like 2012, I would say, in like 2013, that's when I learned it was possible to actually do YouTube as a full-time thing. I was like, you can get paid to play video games and just act silly? This is revolutionary. And as a person who's played video games my whole entire life, I decided to go buy a crappy laptop and then also Smosh. Yeah, Smosh was a huge thing. They looked like their videos look so fun to do, like seeing all their Pokemon stuff. Like, yeah. So I got into that, got a camera, and the rest is history. And, you know, I still can't believe that I was able to make that a thing, and still even now, you know. But after you do it for so long, you start to think like, you know, maybe is it time to move on? Is it time to do something different? Because anything, no matter what you do, you know, sometimes you want to change. Sometimes you want to change things. And to be completely honest, it's something I've been kind of thinking a lot of. Like right now, my passion is learning Japanese. Okay, now if you didn't already, now I know you really think I'm a weeb. But believe it or not, even back when I was like 12 or 15 when I first got into anime, I never wanted to learn Japanese. And I want to kick myself because I, for some reason, never thought to put two and two together. It's like, I like anime. Maybe I should learn Japanese to understand everything. No, it was only until like 2019 that I decided that, oh, maybe it might be cool to actually learn Japanese because it's kind of cool. I wish I would have done that because I'd be a lot better at Japanese now. I would have had a lot more time. But no, genuinely, learning Japanese for me is one of my passions right now. And I don't know what kind of career. The thing is I could make YouTube videos about that. And there's, you know, you can be very successful doing YouTube videos about language learning and just talking about that kind of stuff. And I'm thinking of possibly teaching it one day, you know? How about this? I'm going to start a class and you're all invited. But when you get in the class, the windows are going to be barred up. And then all of a sudden you're going to hear ding dong bing bong. And you can't leave until you speak fluent Japanese. I don't know. No, though. But for else, I think it kind of would be cool to teach Japanese maybe one day. If I'm still interested by the time I get good, you know what I mean? I still don't feel like I'm getting good. I'm just getting better. but I'm not good yet. It might be language learning, whether that be through YouTube videos or teaching it or something of that matter. Now, another thing that I think would be cool is because, you know, I love playing indie games and playing cool new games. I think it'd be cool to possibly make a new game one day because it's another outlet to be creative and to basically do whatever you feel like it. And I just think it's so interesting to play cool games, interesting, different concepts, and like, oh man, I've never seen that done before. And that really, I think, is so freaking cool. So maybe that too. But maybe I'll do that. I'll be a Japanese speaking game developer. But those two things sound really freaking cool to me because I know for sure I won't do YouTube forever. For me, I'm just trying to find new ways to enjoy it and like make it fun until it's just I can't stand it anymore. I just like, you know, if I don't like it. But right now, I'm still very grateful and like thankful that I still get to do this. And I want to do it as long as I can, basically. And the times I'm having the most on YouTube is either like when I feel like I'm connected with you guys and we're all enjoying something together, like a cool new game that like pops off, like, or something that I'm really interested. Like, yeah, I don't know. I just like video ideas that excite me. And for me, that's when YouTube is super fun because I feel connected. It feels like everything works. But when there's times where you're down and like, you know, a lot of people aren't watching videos, it just like, you just start to think like, what's the point of making this video if nobody cares about it? So that's when I don't have fun. But what I've been trying to work on is like enjoying what I'm playing no matter what, no matter how many views it gets, just trying to find cool stuff that I enjoy. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. New Year's resolution plans for 2024. It's like the same thing that I always say, get ripped, learn more Japanese. That's pretty much it. That's my plans. I'm trying to get swole. I'm trying to get them gains. All right. I don't expect any of you guys to know who this is, but you know, Sam Sulik. I know he's roided out to the gills, but man, is he inspiring. I like him a lot. But yeah, that's what I want to do. I surprisingly get so many questions about Tomodachi Life. Tomodachi Life again? When they freaking bring it to Switch. I've been begging for them to do this. Every time a Nintendo Direct comes out, I'm thinking, this is it. This is when they will announce the new Tomodachi Life remake for the Nintendo Switch. They never freaking do. They never do. Because it sucks. I don't have a modded 3DS to record it off of. So yeah, I'm waiting for them to bring it to the Switch, and I'll start a new series when they do that. It's gonna be so exciting. Why don't you censor out most curse words anymore? What? I do. I totally do. I thought. Have you watched my Class of '09 playthrough? You know how censored I have to censor that? I do censor out most curse words, but I will say this, and I think this is another important thing that I wanted to talk about. For me, one thing that I do feel like would help me enjoy YouTube more. Like, I'm not saying I don't enjoy YouTube. I do enjoy YouTube, and I'm very thankful, but I'm just saying that lately, I've been reading a lot of comments from people, and I will get all the time somebody saying, you were my childhood YouTuber. I used to watch you so much when I was little. And then there's also some like negative comments. It's like, oh my God, I used to watch you as a child. And then now you're just cringy. You know what I mean? And I will agree. I could be cringy. But at the same time, I feel like, you know, maybe I censor myself too much. And it also makes me come off like, I don't know if you guys feel this way. I feel like people probably do feel this way because I sort of feel this way, I guess, about myself. Is that maybe I censor myself too much to where I do come off as fake. You know, because there's often times where I do want to say certain things that I feel like I can't say. But lately, like I have been saying like a little more curse words, you know, little zesty curse words out there. You can't curse too much on YouTube because they will demonetize you, and nobody likes not making money, right? So I will always censor myself to an extent, but I've been kind of easing up a little bit lately. And like another thing is the image, like my green hair. And I know that it's an interesting thing. Like I come off as like a kid's channel, but I never meant for that to be. Like I've played games like Doki Doki Literature Club. I've played plenty of games that are violent, that have crazy themes in them, and I will continue to do that. But like I also play other things that could be considered kid friendly. I enjoy it all. That's the thing, is that I enjoy a lot of it. And I can be very childish and cringy on purpose. But I think that's one change that for me, I feel like I need to make more of. Is just, you know, maybe saying some naughty words. You know, maybe some words that your mom wouldn't like. Like I've said it throughout my entire YouTube channel that I do curse. I do curse. It's just, if this is hard to believe, I curse often, actually. Bad words. Words you can't even imagine I would say. I'd say them. I do. So yeah, it's always just kind of a struggle for me because like I don't want to be seen as this kid YouTuber, but at the same time, like there's got to be a balance. Like I'm not cursing up like a sailor all the time, but like I do curse sometimes when it's appropriate. And I think I should start showing you guys that side of me more, if that makes any sense. I don't want to get boring either. So like at the same time, I want to still have fun and be cringy. Like there's a place for cringe on YouTube. Trust me. And I don't mind going there. And I find it funny, actually. There's a weird balance there. So yeah, sorry. Maybe you won't like this, but yeah. I might start cursing a little more than usual. Will you continue Master Detective Archives rank code? Yeah, so here's another thing. Oh man, I do really want to continue that game. I do. I want to continue that channel. So I have another channel called Bijuu, and I was pretty consistent on it. And then my friend came over, and then I also I took a break, and like right now I'm kind of on the fence, and I'm sorry. I truly am sorry because I know that a lot of people enjoyed me watching, and the thing is, here's the thing. I want to play all those games, and I want to like make that channel, but right now it's just on pause. That's all I can really say because I realize that I'm overwhelming myself, and I kind of have to pick. Like, do I want to learn Japanese, or do I want to start another YouTube channel and work on that to try to build that up? So right now I'm just trying to find a balance of everything and trying not to go crazy, if that makes any sense. I work a lot. I work all the time, and it never seems to end. And that becomes very overwhelming, and I do it to myself because you always try to want to, like, it's hard to stay on top of things. Right now it's on pause, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm sorry. I want to do so many things. That's the thing, is that I just don't have time. So when the time is right, I'll continue it. But I'm just considering right now, it's like for my sanity, should I be doing another channel right now? I'm not too sure. Do you think MCR5 is real? Yes. They're hiding it from us for some reason, and they refuse to release anything, and I'm mad. I am so mad at My Chemical Romance because they're holding out, and I know they are, and I don't know why. There's probably a great reason. I understand that, but man, please give us something. I know you guys have more, like, I know they got a whole album literally sitting there. I really would like My Chemical Romance. By the way, it's my favorite band. I want them to release more music. All right, we'll end it off this. Do you plan on having children? It would be cute to see a baby scrub crawling around the house. I kind of do. I'm thinking about it, and I think I kind of do. Because the older I get, the more I start to realize that, like, maybe I should. You know, the thing is like, if I'm lucky enough to get old, right? I don't want to regret not having kids. You know, and I thought for a long time that I didn't want them, but now I'm starting to think like, maybe I do at least want one. It's really crazy to have that thought. So, you know, maybe we'll see. We'll see. I think it'd be such an interesting experience. I don't knock anyone for not wanting them because I was like totally there, but I'm kind of, the more I think about it, the more I think I do. Stay tuned. We'll see. I have no idea. You know, there's so many details. We'll see. We'll see.